Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and I guess we'll try out Lalimon next. So Lalimon, you'll remember from Data Squad, but its evolution line is a bit different now because of Palmon existing. So this one does not have any split lines. It's the same Digimon throughout. Let's see. There's no point in splitting off, I mean. Excuse me. Unless you don't want the final Digimon it gives, in which then you'll just keep it at its mega. Let's see. I didn't even check its ability. I don't know what Lalimon's ability was. Probably not something amazing, I'd guess. Maybe something like Generator or Regenerator. Maybe not something really all that amazing. It was just a pure grass type. Alright, Sunflowmon is a psychic grass type. Interesting. And then its ability is Solar Power. Boosts special attack in sunny weather, but HP does not. Okay. So then we leveled up to 32. She was just like, just give all. And then tell me all moves it learns. And it's like, I say no to all of them, except for the ones that are interesting to look at. Giga Drain, don't need it. Let's see. So then from there, it will then evolve into its ultimate level. It'll take a second, though, because it wants to lag you out. It's like, lag, I love lag. And it's like, I love lag, too. Yay. More boobs. Lalimon. It gets to move Lila Shower. Very low chance of causing the weather to rain. Damn. Interesting. You can make it rain, girl, can't you? She's got the ability Natural Cure. So now you're going to be like, well, it's going to turn to Rosemon, right? And it's like, well, I got some news for you, buddy. I got some news for you. Me, I love giving news. I don't know if it's bad news or... for me, it's good news, since I like the Digimon it turns into. All right. My brain goes, Oh, this one is level 48 instead. That's the only one that requires a higher level than what I know of. It's just special that way. It's just special that way. Oh boy, my stomach. Yay! Lotusmon, the better Rosemon, because she has more boobage. Always gotta love that. Serpent Cure Ruin. No clue what it does. Lag. Seven's Fantasia. No clue what it does either, but it must do something interesting. So yeah, that's its mega right there. And then... Let's go. Alright, so from there, we need to then mess with Palmon. So Palmon's got its normal line instead of having something stupid like DMO, where it's got a... I don't know, where it's got fucking Marine Angelic as its mega, because that's when... Data Squad came out and it was like, we need to make Data Squad like individual. So we want you to, instead of going for Palmon, which would be the normal line, we want you to go for something that the show shows instead. So it's like they can't put Rosemon on both lines. Until they did later on, but then they also added the X forms to it. Sadly, there is no Rosemon X in the game, though that would be great. Because Rosemon X was the last Digimon I used in my playthrough of, I didn't even see what Palmon's ability is. Oh, we could check it later. I used Rosemon X in my finishing playthrough of Digimon World Redigitized Decode. Interesting. It's got Poison Grass instead. Damn. You would think it would be fighting instead. Okay, what is Palmon's ability? It's got Overgrowth. Not an amazing ability. And then this says Harvest. May create another berry after one is used. What was Lotusmon's ability? Magic Bounce. It's okay. I'm like, it's okay. There we go. Got leveled up. Gotta level up. Poison Tail. It doesn't have a tail. That move needs to be switched. This thing doesn't have a tail, except for when it is in Palmon. Then again, Poison Tail's too good of a move to give to a starter, so it's like, that move just doesn't work. Give it Poison Jab. That would make sense because it's got Boxing Gloves. Like, just give it Needle Arm. That makes sense. Give it Poison Jab instead. All right, Lilymon. It's still that, but it's got Spirit Break, which I think is something else. Temptation. Absorbs the enemy's energy and stat boost with a red aura. Interesting. Good model. Alright, nice fucking model. So now she's got Sap Sipper. Boost the attack when hit by grass-type moves. But who would really choose to do that when they probably know this is a grass-type? Then again, Digimon might be a little bit more confusing, because you might think it might be a bug-type, maybe. That could possibly confuse your enemy. Leaf Blade. It doesn't really have any blades, but I'll take it. Like, I think Torterra learns Leaf Blade, even though it has no blades. It's a fucking turtle. Like, it's a fucking turtle. Let's see. Alright, so now, what's that? Level 45, it will do the thingy that we all like it to do. Which is quite true. And then it lags. I'm just like, okay, where's the coochie? Oh no, I'm staring right at it. Rosemon. It gets Power Whip, which is just a move that Tangela knows. Thorn Whip, which is definitely something new. Has a decent chance of flinching the enemy. And then Poisonally Rosy Cradle spreads a rose-scented gas that will lower the evasion as well as put them to sleep next turn. That's actually pretty good. Yeah. Sadly, it's not the DSO version with the fishnets, though. Still, it lagged on staring at her thighs. I know what the game wants. Anyway, time for some soup. You got the soup. So now, if I have the Dynamax equipped, if we Gigantamax Rosemon, which is probably somebody's fucking obsession, it'll instead change to Rosemon Burst Mode, which is pretty awesome looking. Even the orbs move on her. Her ability is Speed Boost. She's also a Grass Fairy type, which this is actually pretty good, I'd say. This actually gives all her Fairy types moves actually a reason for existing. Actually, what is her ability? Her ability is Aroma Veil. Protects allies from attacks that affect their mental state. I mean, I guess that's up to you. That's up to you, babe. That ain't up to me. Alright, so now, if you know these two, you probably know they can Geograss. So, I don't know which one will make it work better. I'm not quite sure. She's actually just a straight fairy type. She's going up quite a bit. Oh god, lag. There you go. Come on, when will you guys do the thing? When will you guys lag the universe? See, not heart stamp. I'll just level you guys up until you reach something. Cannot evolve because it has Gigantamax factor. Oh. So it is trying to evolve. And it can't because it has that factor. Interesting. Very interesting. I did not know that something that has Gigantamax can no longer evolve. I guess that's one way to make sure that doesn't happen. This is a bit too sexy for me. Bit too sexy for me. But it doesn't seem to be working on Lotusmon. Huh. Interesting. Can I use its editor to, like, turn it into something else? Nope. I'm like, nope. None. I'm like, none. Can I take away that marking of Gigantamax? There we go. I think that might be what we needed to do. So I'm guessing it's only like a certain one of these. I'd still get Lotusmon just because I like Lotusmon more. Anyway, let's evolve her. And instead, she's so big. That's some Dommy Mommy right there. When you're into it, you know you're into it. Oh god, she's getting even thicker. The thickness. She's so big we can't see her. Alright, now we get Rafilzmon. Rafilzmon? Westland. Sheds scales that latch onto the opponent, draining their health every turn. And also hurting and slowing them down on switch-in. So it's like Leech Seed for, like, Stealth Rocks. Anyway, here's the Geograss between the two of them, and it is very nice looking. But I guess you can either choose to have Rafilzmon or Burst Mode Rosemon. So I guess it's up to you on what you decide is better for you. It's got the ability Effect Spore. So I think if the stats, depending on the stats, I think Burst Mode might actually be stronger. But then again, you don't get Burst Mode at all times. It's only in battle. So if you're deciding to use a different Burst Mode or a different mode in general, like, what is it? Like a different Gigantamax, you might want to actually make Rafilzmon instead. So both are very cool. Alright, let's put you guys back in there. Alright, either way, let them go. Let it go. Let it go. You might need to give me some blow. I don't know what that means. Like the drug or the sexual act? Let's see. So now, once you have a Lilymon, you need to give it a, where is it? Fighting memory. These just keep on sticking around my inventory the entire time, and I don't remember. It's like, oh, they'll stick there, but it's like, but I want to get it anyway. Not poison. We don't need poison. We need fighting. From there, you then level it up to level 48, just like you did Rosemon, because apparently that one did level 48 as well. That's at least what it says here on the not the wiki, but the pictures. Know me. I always trust the pictures. Parker, I need pictures of Spider-Man. See, it lied, actually. Then now I don't trust the pictures, Parker. Come on, Parker. I trusted you, Parker. I trusted you. Alright, so instead, you'll get BunchoLilymon, which always looked pretty fucking awesome. It's a fighting grass type, which is cool. It's got absolute territory. Tears the enemy to pieces as well as the space around you with its yo-yos, lowering their defenses and changing it to a grassy field. Interesting. And Twin Petal. Quickly unleash 2 hits with a flash kick with its gorgeous legs. Did you have to describe them as gorgeous? I guess I can't lie. She's definitely the if you're into delinquent girls, you definitely like BunchoLilymon. So she's got the power, huge power, which is already pretty fucking awesome, since it's like her regular attack is like her best stat. Yeah, that's I would pick that. That would be cool. If I could make an entire team out of Digimons, I would, but that might be a little bit impossible. Okay, so let's grab the other Psychmon while we're at it. Let's see. Grab Psych. Grab Psychologymon and kill everybody. Okay, so from here, Psychmon is the third evolution, the third version of Gabumon, and he's the purple guy. He's got the ability Overcoat, and he's just a psychic type. Interesting. So once you level up through here, you'll get to the weird Garurumon. I talk about him every now and then because he's just that weird, but it's like, I don't know. He's just that weird. You know me, I hate weird things, especially myself. Yes, that's the only psychic type move he learns is Heart Stamp, and that's like right before he evolves. That's interesting. That's interesting. As a man once said, and as I say very many times, interdasting. He's big. So yeah, this isn't Garurumon. This is Gururumon. He's weird. He's just a weird guy. I don't know why he's barely got a name change. Like Psychmon to Gabumon, or Gabumon to Psychmon. Yeah, that makes... Yeah, it's different, but it's like Garurumon to Gururumon. It's weird. Now he's got pretty much the same ability that, what is it? Garurumon had. So let's see. Yeah, I guess you can learn that. I'm like, yeah, I guess you can learn that. Now, if you evolve him to... Oh, God, he's jumping. If you evolve him to the ultimate level, you'll probably... you might remember this from Masters, but mostly not because Garurumon doesn't exist in Masters, but Psychmon in this one does. Yeah, it's Astramon. He's got fucking Tommy guns, and that's always been awesome. He is a psychic dark type, and he has the attack Hellfire. Fires every last bullet from Oro Salmon, which I guess is the name of his guns. Hits 5 to 9 times. This move uses which offense stat is higher. So it could be special attack or regular attack. He looks fucking badass. So now we're gonna do the actual the different version first. If you take a lightning memory and give it to him, I don't think I remember the last time we used a lightning memory. What's his ability before we do anything? Come on. Merciless. Attacks become critical if the target is poisoned. Interesting. So if we give him a electric memory and then level him up to level 45, we'll get something else. Ceaseless Edge. Wasn't that another move we saw earlier? I always love Ceaseless Edge. High jump kick. Shouldn't you give him more moves that are like shooting, even though there's not many Pokemon moves where people shoot guns, but it's like, whatever. Alright, so now Astromon will evolve into not his main Mega, but a side Mega instead. Which I think is cooler, but, you know, it's not a Digimon that shows up that much. It's actually related to one of everybody's favorite Digimon. Magnakidmon. He's a Psychic Electric type. Wild Bolt Storm. Summons a Thunderous Tempest and savagely attacks the ground. This may also leave the target paralyzed. Happy Bullet something. Sharpening? Soars into the air and showers the opponent with live ammunition and plasma shots from the guns on its legs and fingers, destroying the enemy protection/protect. Blind Red Trigger stabs the opponent with tiny machine guns on the ends of the magazines extending from its hips, passing through their stat changes, immediately destroying them and trap them from escaping. Yeah, if you don't know about Magnakidmon, he is actually one of the Three Musketeers, which includes everybody's favorite Digimon, Gundramon, which is a dragon made out of guns, and everybody's other favorite Digimon, Bellstarmon, who is the female version of Beelzemon. Sadly, Beelzemon's not in this mod, but either way, Magnakidmon is a Digimon you never really hear about, but he is very interesting, especially his evolution, Avenge Kidmon. But yeah, he's got guns for legs. He's got guns for, like, palms. He's just an odd man. So his ability is, if the lag wouldn't kill me, Opportunist. If an opponent's stat is boosted, the Pokemon seizes the opportunity to boost the same stat for itself. This is not a bad Digimon at all. Okay. Plop him back in there. As you can see, we still have so many. Oh, look, it's my starter that I started off with. It's lagging so much, I can barely move. Like, it's lagging every 5 seconds now. I think it could just be the massive amount of Digimon within my bank. It could be. Okay, so next up, we gotta look at the full line for the regular line for Psychmon. Like, something else is happening that is ruining a lot of crap right now or something. Maybe it's just there's a bunch of Pokemon around that are, like, not moving. Either way. Now, if you level up to level 45 without holding anything, you'll get a different Digimon. Come on. Come on. You can survive. You can survive. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you, game. I have to give it some emotional support. Just in case it doesn't know what's happening. There we go. Instead, you get Belfemon. It's sleep mode, though. Kind of sucks. It's also very close to it. Eternal Nightmare. If you want to read that, you can read that real quick. Gift of Darkness. He's a big boy, but he's also in his sleep form. So it's like, he's not super strong. He's also very laggy. Come on. Okay, so yeah, and now I'm stuck inside of him. He likes to be right inside of my ass, and that's not good. So if you Mega Evolve him, he instead evolves into Belfemon X, which I can barely see because he's so big. He looks like he looks like Chopper's Monster Point. Also, look at his ass. That has to be the one frame it stops on for him. Okay, so while I still have the time while it's lagging, his ability is Pure Power. Please, come on, let me move the game. Retract him back. Belfemon's ability, regular Belfemon, is Comatose. It's always drowsy and will never wake up. It can attack without waking up. So I guess it just means it can't use fucking anything, really. It kind of sucks. And then if you use the Gigantamax instead, take the soup, and then retract you, get the Dynamax band, and then instead turn into Gigantamax. He'll instead turn into Belfemon Awake mode. He's so large you can barely see him. And he's really lagging out the place. I can feel it in my bones. He's got the ability Intimidate. So Interesting. Okay, I'm back. I had to restart the game, and then I messed with some other stuff for a while, so we're back for more Digimon goodness. Anyway, let's see, who have we looked at so far? I've recontextualized how many more Digimon we have to look at. It's not that many. And then there's all the ones we've looked at so far. So next up is the Black Agumon line. Yes, there is a fourth, or this is the third Agumon we've looked at, but you know, we've got many more to look at because there's so much Agumon. Don't you love Agumon? I want Agumon to be in every game ever. You know, it would actually be a little bit scary. What if there was a Digimon game without Agumon? That might actually be completely impossible. Everybody would be like, go running scared. Let's see. I'm trying to look up where's the evolution line for this man. I need to know. I need the information so I don't do something horribly, irrevocably stupid. Okay, there we go. Let me check something real quick. My head is actually hurting a bit. I was having to work on homework for a while. It hurt my head. Just checking something. I had to text somebody something. So anyway, now we've got Black Agumon. So as yeah. Oh, let's do the thing we always gotta do. Right click the shit out of him. Actually, before we do that, we might need to go ahead and check his summary. He's a dark type, and he's got the ability Berserk, which is better than Blaze. Actually, I always say that Blaze, Torrent, and what's the other one for the grass types? Frenzy, something or other. That one. I always feel that like, they're useless, but you know, in all actuality, they probably help you out a lot more than you really think they do. I just never, you know, actually pay attention to them doing it. I'm just like, oh yeah, do the thing. It's like I don't actually remember wanting to do it. Like I don't actually pay attention to it affecting me, but it probably helps me a lot more than I actually, you know. So yeah. Also, I figured out why it was lagging so much. Leave the game on too long. Yeah, it just starts messing. That's usually the same thing in most video games, but it's like you'd think Minecraft would stay a little bit more stable. But then again, it's running on fucking Java. So here's not Black Greymon, but Greymon Blue. It's called Black Greymon here, but that's technically not its canon name. I'm not quite sure. It's got the ability Dark Aura, which powers up Dark-type moves, which is interesting because it says it's the same thing as Fairy Aura, and it's just a pure Dark type. So not Dark Dragon, but I'm gonna guess it's gonna become Dark Dragon in the end, maybe. I'm not quite sure. Let's see. So we got to get it up to level 32. Let's see. Yeah, sure. Learn Crunch. You're not going to be fighting anything, though. You will be learning Crunch. I will make sure of that. Let's see. As it goes up. Just got to love all the weird colors. After that, you get Metal Greymon Virus Mode. The one that everybody knows. He just learns Giga Destroyer. Very big boy. Let's see. What are his abilities? He's got Shell Armor. He's also a dark metal type, so I guess he might just be a dark metal type in the end. He looks pretty fucking awesome, but he's also spinning irrevocably. I don't know why I've been using that word a lot lately. Anyway, if you level him up to level 45 naturally, you'll get everybody's favorite from Adventure 2. Let's see. Come on. Yeah, I don't care about moves unless there's something special. I don't really care about them. Look at the amount of XP gains you need. Maybe just the amount of XP is really what turns Digimon into something that's harder to raise than a Pokemon. I don't know. But then again, I haven't looked at like level requirements for Pokemon in a while, so who knows? All right, come on. Then we got Black War Greymon, everybody's favorite from Adventure 2. He learns Night Days, Dark Gaia Force, medium chance to lower the enemy's special defense, Black Tornado, ignores their stat changes, but with a small recoil. So, interesting nonetheless. So, yeah, let me check his ability real quick. He's got the ability Mirror Armor. Nothing interesting there, but as always, there is an X for him. So let me throw on this for him, switch over to the Mega Ring, and then go boop, boop, boop. There we go, Black War Greymon. I remember him from Decode. It's very cool looking. I think he actually looks a lot cooler than regular War Greymon X, just because of the color scheme. It fits him. So he gets Beast Boost. You know, it's some of them do and some of them don't. So either way, that is one side. Next up, we got to do is throw another one out. This one we're also going to be taking to the Metal Greymon line, but we actually need a Psychic Memory for the Orwark's like exclusive move. I don't think it was, but I think it might have been at the beginning. I don't know. And then back to this. Don't really care. Don't really care. So now if you give him a Psychic Memory, which is a weird decision for what this thing is, then level him up to level 45, you're going to see some serious shit, which is great. Let's see. Come on. Come on. So many. So many to make. So little time. Let's see. Come on. A little bit more. There we go. Now, instead of Black War Greymon, you'll get a completely different Digimon. Give it a sec. It's like all glowy and glowy. Instead, you get Blitz Greymon, who is a Psychic Electric type, which is a completely, like, different moveset. See, this one is a multi-hit that ignores stat changes. Plasma Stake. Elect Guard. Increases their defense, special defense, and turns it into electric terrain. Interesting. It's like it completely changed its type. So he's got the ability Electric Surge, which just puts down electric terrain. So he is interesting because if you know a different Digimon, let's bring him out. Where could he have gone? There he is. Bring out Gabumon from very long time ago. Not very long time ago. This should be the exact same video. It's just going to be a very long video. You'll know that these guys can do something special. The funny thing is, depending on who evolves, you get a different thing. It's very weird. Now they're clashing. They're like, I want a Digivolve. And he's like, no, I want a Digivolve. So, for the sake of what is cooler, I'm going to use it on Blitz Greymon. So, at least if it'll work, we'll see. Because it requires, like, high friendship as usual. So, Blitz Greymon will Digivolve Jogress-wise into... If only there was sound. He's very big again. Into Omegamon Alter B. He is a Psychic Fighting type. See, so yeah. The thing is that if you evolve Gabumon instead, you won't get Alter B, you'll get Alter S. So, yeah, they're both sides of the same coin, but it's like if you evolve a certain one, then you can only have one form, unless you want to train up an entire new Blitz Greymon. So it's like you have to make a decision right there. Anyway, what's up with him? Ability is Sheer Force. Interesting. He might not be as good as Alter B. I don't think there's a way to degenerate him. Nope. No way to degenerate him. You're stuck with this fucker. So yeah, he has a much better design than Alter S, just because I like that all-black design. I think it fits well. But as far as I'm aware, he might not be as good. So yeah, there's another... There was that line. And I don't think we'll see... We could probably just do this. Then I do... Yeah, type in Omegamon instead. Alter S. Add... maximum spawns, 1. Let's see. Where is he? Where could he be? There he is. There's Alter S. Instead, break that thing. Let that... This can just die. This can just die. You know me. I love die. Let's see. Then there's Alter S. There's him. I can't actually tell. I think they both look pretty good, except for when they're spinning irrevocably. I need to stop using that word. It's like what I've been using odd lately. You just can't change them from... You can't stop them. Can't stop that. Can't stop the spin. All right, let's see. Alter S is a fighting psychic type and has the ability Stakeout. Yeah, that is a lot better of a thing, but then again, some people like Sheer Force. So either way, I want to show him off. Okay, next up on our adventure, we must... Let's look at the line again. Okay, so this is the weird one. Bring out your obsidian. We're going to the nether. Obsidian. Alright, you get back in here. We're going to the Nether for some reason. So, this is the only one that requires you to go to a different dimension. At least so far. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know you can make, like, bigger ones in these versions, but still, I don't care. I'm just gonna make it a little small. I want fling, guys. Wait, a lowland fling? Galarian fling? Paldean Are there different flings? That's interesting. Okay, so now we need to go to the Nether. Good thing we're in a nice soul sand biome. Okay, so now we need to level up him in the Nether. And you'll get a different type of Greymon. Come on. It just takes a long time. He's a bit different, and he transforms into 2 different lines. So we're going to actually need to do this twice. Let's see. Snarl. Let's see. Let him digivolve, and he digivolves into something that is... you'll recognize it if you've watched things. If you've watched the anime, almost all of it. Why is he turned blue? Anyway, Cross Greymon. Yeah, that's not his name. This is just Greymon from Digimon Cross Wars. Oh god, lag. It never had a separate name. There was never like oh, this is Greymon Cross Wars. Like, sometimes he's referred to it as that. But the only kind of naming scheme I've found is from Digimon Masters, which just calls him Greymon C. Which I don't know what that could mean, but, you know, that is the only name I can come up with. But if you watch the anime, they just call him Greymon. He's not anything different, which is very, very interesting. I don't quite know. They should have named him something different. Like, if you name the same Pokemon, the same Digimon, the same thing multiple times, it's going to get confusing. Kind of like Agumon and Agumon S, but at least they have naming schemes depending on the games, so it's weird. Anyway, we don't need to be in here anymore, so yeah, that's the only thing that the Nether requires. Seems like maybe something like, maybe Alter B would require, like, the Nether, but I have no clue. So now, if I take one Cross Greymon, let me go ahead and check his stats. He's a Dark type, and he has the ability Dark Aura, so he's pretty much the same thing as the other Greymon. So if you level him up without any external factors... Come on. We must do the thing. He'll digivolve into something that you probably don't think he actually would digivolve into. It's going to be interesting. You will see. Yeah, he digivolves into Skull Greymon. Very interesting. He got Shadow Buffalo Breath. I don't know if that's actually something, if that's a move he knows, but either way, he is fucking gigantic. I think he's actually bigger than either of the, sorry, I hit the mic with my nose, than either of the Metal Greymons. He is fucking massive, and I have no clue why. Anyway, he's a Ghost Fire type, and he has the ability Unnerve. So then he digivolves into something even weirder. So I'm going to bring over here. Then if you start leveling up to level 40, he really likes to push you into things, doesn't he? He was so big. He's bigger than any Pokemon in the game, I believe. Don't know why. I don't even know his size. What is his size classified as? Ordinary. So he's like a normal-sized Skull Greymon. So anyway, if you digivolve Skull Greymon, he turns into something you probably wouldn't think he would turn into. Very, very weird decision right here. I don't hate it, but then again, it's weird to have 3 of them. Yeah, that looks like War Greymon, doesn't it? That's Chaos Greymon. He's got Giga Blaster, which has no description, and Terra Force. You don't know this thing? Come on. You never played Digimon World 2? Yeah, this is what this thing is from. Yeah, it's not Black War Greymon. This is Chaos War Greymon. He's one of the, I think, 4 Chaos Generals from Digimon World 2, along with Chaos Piedmon, Chaos Seedramon, and Chaos Drummon, who is the sometimes count as the burst mode of Machinedramon. Them together made Ultra Chaos or Chaos Sigma, Red Chaos. It was weird, but yeah, he's like one of those. He's one of those Digimon that is only in a singular video game. Got the ability Mirror Armor. He's weird, and he doesn't have much of a purpose yet, since there's no thing to do him yet, so we'll just throw him in here. Now, currently for Cross Greymon, we're going to actually have to wait and do a different Digimon. We need these guys. Jazardmon. Don't remember these guys? They're from Lynx. Along with Volvomon, they are from Lynx, which I will now refer to as Volvomon, because I think we need to have more inclusion in the Digimon series. Oh boy. There's already quite a lot of inclusion. There's some weird things in this series. So, from here, just like always, level up to level 20. This guy only has 2 different lines. One is his main line, and one is the other line we actually need to, work with. So, yeah, he is... Actually, I need to check his typing so that we don't lose him. He's got Keen Eye, and he's just an electric type. Seems like he would be a metal electric type, or a steel electric type. But I guess that's too strong of a typing to let that in, I guess. Even though they've got some pretty good typings in here that are already pretty fucking good. So, get to level 20, Jazardmon, or whatever you want. Jazardmon? I say Jazardmon. Or I have no clue. I don't know why I say it like that, but that was a lot of Ponyta down there just spawning. Anyway, he will evolve into something that is like almost his same size. Jazardmon. Looks like a jet. He's now an electric steel type. So I guess he just needed to evolve once. He also still has that dragon stuff. Because he's supposed to be one of the 4 Lynx dragons along with Volvomon and Bluecomon. And there's one more. I forget its name. Anyway, you come here. We need to actually go to a mountain again. So, locate biome mountains. This should bring us to like the same mountains it took us to last time, right? Or maybe it'll be different. Alright. It seems like the same mountains, if just a little bit off. So, go up on here. He will actually spawn in here. This is where I found Jazardmon that one time I was actually messing with it. We are in a mountain biome. Okay, good. So, if you then level him up to level 32 in here, I actually need to look at his... he has the ability Full Metal Body, prevents other Pokemon from lowering its stats. That's pretty good. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Let's see. Replace this. So, 1, 2. Now if he evolves at level 32 in a mountain biome, it'll actually create something completely different. This creates Male Birdramon. This thing was always weird. Plasma Cannon. Damn. Must be a strong move. This is another thing from Cross Wars. This is the other part of Greymon. He just decided to kill himself, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. So anyway, he's required for Cross Greymon to do something different. Go ahead and remove that. He's required for him to digivolve into something you probably know him for. So, let's bring out those vitamins again. Get out your protein. Let's get out your protein shake. And then your zinc shake. Yeah, there's such thing as a protein shake. I'm waiting for the zinc shake. I don't know what the hell that would do. It would probably make you vomit like forever. I almost said it again. I didn't want to do that. But it'll probably make you vomit forever and you die. Which is okay by me, because I always wanted to die. I always wanted to die. So from here... Let's see. I guess Male Birdramon counts as an ultimate level. So that's... I don't know what he counted as back in the actual series. Since I didn't really watch part 2 of Cross Wars, I watched all of part 1. But part 2 is like where you actually get to talk to like Kiryu or whatever his name is, or Kyushu. He's just called Christopher in the English version, but nobody calls him that. Except for like a single Digimon card, while the rest of them call him by his Japanese name, which is weird. But yeah, it's like the second half, and then they talk a lot more about like Nene and the other kid. So it's like I never actually watched that part just because I had given up after the first part because I was like, oh, this is already gone on and been so boring the entire time. So okay, once you get him up in your friendship, Let's see how's friendship doing. Pretty good. Okay, so from there, I just need to throw out male Birdramon and then level up Greymon. There we go. So now he'll Jogress, or to be more accurate, Digicross, or Digifuse if you're a stupid English speaker like me. Then again, I never watched Digimon Fusion because it was actually worse. You'll instead, oh god, what's wrong with him? Okay, there we go. Cross Metal Greymon. Interesting. Yeah, this guy. He's actually, I don't know if he's taller than, you guys are getting really pissy. I don't know if he's actually taller than Skull Greymon. Let me go ahead and check male Birdramon's ability. It had full metal body. And then Cross Greymon is a fire electric type. And it has Hyper Cutter as its ability. Interesting. So from there, if we has an animation where it just fucking attacked us for some reason. Now if we level it up to the Mega level, you'll actually get this thing's evolution. Even though that was something that was like, it was weird. You're going to wonder why this Digimon's in here, while its counterpart is not. Like, it's not at all. It's like, huh? Like, why the hell is this in here? Well, I don't actually know. Also, why does his model do that when he wants to Digivolve? I have no clue. He doesn't turn white, he just fucks himself. Which is funny, but is not very helpful. He instead just turns into a bunch of mesh of textures. So instead, you get Zeke Greymon has that. Plasma Railgun. It's not all that strong, is it? It also has Tailgun Fire. It's still a fire electric type. Yeah, this thing, the second part of, like, Shoutmon DX. Yeah, Shoutmon isn't in here. Neither is Shoutmon Omega Shoutmon. So this thing just has an existence here. It's like, oh, hi, it's me, Jimmy. I'm kind of here. So anyway, Zeke Greymon's ability is Telepath. And it doesn't look horrible. I mean, it's got an okay typing. I did not want to suck you out yet. Anyway, that's all from Greymon, or Black Agumon. So let me go ahead. Not this one. This one. And actually, for male Birdramon, he actually has a Mega as well that is not combined to, what is it? Zeke Greymon. Even though he's technically a part of the cross that makes it, but it's just, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird, that's all you can say. A little bit more. We don't need Volt Switch. Now, male Birdramon digivolves into the most random thing you probably could ever guess. So, keep the guesses in your mind right now. I wonder what it's going to turn into. What could it be? What could it be? It was actually none of your decisions. It was actually Grand Locomon. What? Parabolic Charge. Interesting. Wrecking Ball. Okay. And then Limited Express Attack. Interesting. As you can see, yeah, he's fucking Grand Locomon. The train guy. Why? I don't know. Why does a bird turn from a bird into a train? Oh, don't ask me. He's got the ability Steam Engine. Boost the Digimon. Yeah, it's more accurate. Speed stat dramatically if hit by a... Dramatically? What? Hit by those types of moves. It's a Steel Electric type. It actually is really well modeled, because I've never really seen a good Grand Locomon model, but then again, I haven't been looking all that much, so it looks awesome. It's just weird. I don't know what you would equip it to. It's probably the thing that makes the most sense, but it's like, it's just weird. It's just weird. You know me, I hate weird things. That's why I've decided to die. Anyway, let's work while we still have Jazardmon here. Let's actually just give it its main line instead of doing its, separate thing, because we just needed that to make sure that Cross Greymon would work correctly. Go ahead and get itself up. Okay, so now that we're back at Jazardmon, if you don't bring him to a mountain and instead let him be in, I guess, any other biome, I guess, he will then evolve into his regular ultimate. Get rid of that. The one that makes a lot more sense, though. I don't know what else you would equip male Birdramon to, so I think Jazardmon is probably the best choice for it to evolve from. It's just strange that it turns into Grand Locomon. But there's no regular Locomon. Don't know why you'd want it. All right, Jazardmon. Shift gear. It's actually a Dragon Steel type now. Messier Spiral. Okay. So yeah, he's a Dragon Steel type instead. He's pretty much just knockoff Dialga. He has the ability Tinted Lens. Powers up not very effective moves. So yeah, he is another one of the Lynx dragons. He looks like a jet instead, but I think that's what they were going for. So if we then level up from there to get up to his mega form, you might recognize this guy. He actually looks a lot like Gundramon. He actually, Jazardmon developer, if you want to put Gundramon in the game, I would say it would be a good thing to equip it to Jazamon, just because, dragon, bird, flying things, make into a giant gun dragon, that would make sense. Oh god. Alright, so Jazardmon digivolves into Metallic Dramon. Interesting name. He's got Flash Cannon, Laser Cannon, which has so much text I can barely read it, and then Laser Saber. I'll just let you guys read the attack names if you really want to. This guy is fucking massive, and he likes to spin like usual. His ability is Infiltrator. He's interesting. He's cool looking, but he's I don't know. It's not the developer's fault. It's actually more Bandai's fault for making him so basic. He's just a basic bitch. Let's see. Okay, so next up, we have the 2 Gabumon lines. And instead of having 3 for regular Gabumon, there's just 2 for Black Gabumon. Just need to make sure I bring it up. He actually has 2 weird lines. So I'm going to do the weirder one now. Get a dark gem. Yeah, we haven't had to use gems at all. You're going to see something weird, really weird. So level him up to level, before we do that, let's look at his ability. I need to always remember that. He has the ability Overcoat. He's a pure dark type. Let's see what he digivolves into on his separate line, which is a good way to implement these types of Digimon, but I wish there were more of them. There's a certain southern-sounding lady I need in this game. I need in every game. Oh boy. Come on, Digivolve. This is less of a Digivolve, but you know what I would call it. Spirit Evolution! Yeah, it digivolves into Lalimon. What? It's a dark electric type. Yeah, for some reason it digivolves into a Spirit Digimon. That is just weird. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't know how else you'd implement Spirit Digimon. But this is one of the very few, this is the only line that has Spirit Digimon in the game. So, no Randomon makes Frozen Breeze a sad man. I get real sad. Anyway, now if you evolve him, he'll just go down his not completely regular line. Actually, I need to check his ability before we move on. His ability is Telepathy. All right, or Telepathy, not telepathy, it's telepathy. How to not say things through an entire video, because I think I've repeated saying telepathy. Sounds like I'm from the South. I gotta play with my telepathy. Anyway, this is less of a Digivolve and more of a slide evolution, since technically human and beast spirit... Also, he just put a fucking pike through my head. Human and beast spirits were counted at the same level, because they could just slide. Instead, we have the cooler one. I guess it's called Jaeger Loemon. That's like the Japanese description of this, because in America it's called Kaiser Leomon. It has no connection to the Leomon line, and it has to be said in games and in the card game, like, this has no connection to the Leomon line. So I don't know why they didn't call it just Jaeger Loemon, but it could be because it says Jaeger, and they didn't want to try and connect it to looking like a German tank. Even though I had just realized that, 5 seconds ago, he looks like a German tank in a way. I never noticed that. Did you guys notice that? Because it's got, those weird, little spiral little thingies and little gems. It looks like it's like an Imperial German tank from, World War I or something. I don't know. It's interesting. Anyway, he's still pretty much the same. Maybe I'm incorrect, but I think that's might be why it's called Jaeger Loemon. And that's why I'm not saying Jaeger. Jaeger, it's Jaeger. I'm not German, though I know how to say that correctly. Iron Tail. I might want to get one of these. These ones are cool. I just want to get this in real life. Can I have one of these in real life? So, now, you don't go to your ancient evolution. His ancient one actually looks kind of stupid. This one might... I've not actually seen a 3D model. I don't think this thing even has a 3D model in any game ever. So this one must be custom. He fucking shrunk. This is Rahimon. It's like Pyro Ball, huh? Darkness Bluster? Interesting. Rotkreuz. Yeah, German. He just fucking shrunk. What the hell? Well, anyway, this is what's called the hybrid evolution, which if you know Frontiers, you'll probably know Beowulfmon or not Agumon. He's called... What's he called? It's the one where they put Burning Greymon and Agumon together. I forget. Aldemon, that's it. Yeah, it's that kind of thing. It's kind of weird. I guess it does fit the art to have a different colored armor. It's just kind of a weird-looking Digimon in true state. It's got Intimidate, which isn't bad. It's just kind of strange. Why didn't you put in Kazemon, Shutsmon, and or Zephyrmon and Jet Sulfamon, or my favorite Randomon, Calmaramon. I don't remember. I don't think that one had a hybrid fusion. And then Ancient Mermaidmon. I want that. I want that. Just die. All right, so place him in. Yeah, he's the only spirit, which is an interesting choice. Maybe it's just their favorite. So anyway, if you don't do anything to it, you get, well, you could probably guess what the main line is going to be for Black Gabumon, but if you don't, put it in the comments. Give me more comments on YouTube so that I can hack the algorithm, or whatever the fuck other people say. I want you to de-hack the algorithm. Literally, like, don't watch my video so that nobody views me, ever. I need to sit in irrelevancy as punishment from the gods. From the elder gods, you may even say. Alright, so now you get 1 out of 10 isn't bad, right? What does that mean? Alright, I got Black Garurumon. What does 1 out of 10 mean? 10% of the Pokedex. 10% of the Pokedex can be filled by just doing all these Digimon? Interesting. Alright, so Black Garurumon's ability is Fur Coat. It is a Dark and Ice type. Interesting. Weird, because Gururumon, I think, was just a pure Psychic type, if I remember correctly. I can also look into the Pokedex if I need to know, which I'll probably look into the Pokedex at the very end just to kind of see if I've covered everything, if there's other Digimon I forgot, or just have not been told to me in the, what is it called? On the wiki. Which could be possible. There could be Digimon in development here. Then again, the last update was in July, which means it's currently September, and this video will most likely be uploaded in September. So it's been a couple of months, so I guess you could also say that this video is also to try and get the developer to keep developing, since I don't know how to develop. So anyway, we've got Black Weregarurumon, which is always my favorite Weregarurumon, even though there's only 2. He's got the ability Snow Cloak, which boosts evasion. Not invasion, though. That would be interesting. Alright, so then if you evolve him one last time, you can probably guess what he becomes, but like I said, put it in the comments, and then you'll know. Actually, you won't know. You'll have to ask me. Even though I probably won't answer that. I'll probably just say it's Tyler. Tyler was who he evolved into. You're all wrong. It was Tyler all along. Then I cried. But then again, Tyler is Agumon, so that would actually be incorrect. There we go. Wow, it's Metal Black Metal Garurumon. Metal Black Garurumon. That's a weird. He's got Coctolus Breath. Metal Howling. That's a different attack. It's very accurate, I guess. Interesting little look there. He also doesn't have eyes. That's a little bit scary. Okay, so this is going to be a weird one. I've never actually... This is not a canon X evolution. Sure, there is a Metal Garurumon X, but there's no such thing as a Black Metal Garurumon X, but, you know, that's fine if you're going to do custom ones. I ain't got nothing against that. Make a Mega Randomon for me, please. I beg of you. So, now, if we activate the evolution, you instead get... Ooh, I don't know if that looks... I don't know. It'll have to grow on me. He looks like a sentinel. Anyway, here's Metal Black Gabumon. Black Metal Gabumon X. So many lines. This guy has the ability Beast Boost, and he is still a dark ice type. Interesting. He looks kind of cool, but I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of that design. Let's see. His ability is actually Shadow Tag. That's pretty good. Especially when, like, for Wobbuffet, it kind of works because you're going to trap them in and kill yourself and it. But it's like, if you put Shadow Tag with like a normal Pokemon, that's a bit good. That's a bit strong. Anyway, since we have the time to do that, let's actually take care of these guys. Go ahead and chuck out this one, and then this one. All right, so we're gonna, because you're stuck up on my face, we're gonna make you do it. And I guess you guys could probably know after we've done it so many times now. All right, so now we're gonna make him Jogress. Let's see. He spin, he go. He's really tall. Still so tall. Still so tall. Omegamon Zwart. Supreme Cannon, Transcendent Sword. So he's the dark version of Omnimon, as you can tell. Stop spinning. You guys need to stop that. That's weird. Okay, so Omnimon Zwart's ability is Dark Aura. It's still a ice fire type. Very cool. So, as usual, we can also... It already has it. So, can we do G... B? Huh? Oh, no. He's already X. I guess he... Yeah, there's the X format. Okay, and then G. There we go. He's kind of messed up, actually, but this is another kind of fakey Digimon. I don't think I've ever heard... I don't think this is ever canon, but this is Omnimon Zwart X. He's kind of weird. But instead, if you retract both... If you give him the good old soup, we'll instead get something different. One that I think a lot more people know at this point. Please stop spinning. It's really hurting my eyes. Let's see. I'm going to go into turn on the Dyna Blade. So you go into Dynamax, and instead, you get, this is the cool one, Omnimon Zwart Defeat. He is pretty cool looking, and he's also fucking scary as hell. He's also fucking massive because of how that works. Let's see. I actually didn't see the other one's ability. He's got the ability, he's Dark and Ghost, and he has the ability Wandering Spirit. He changes the abilities of the Pokemon that hits it with a move that makes direct attack. Interesting. I didn't actually see what the other one's ability was. Let me check. Did I check Omnimon Zwart's? He's got Dark Aura. And then if we do... oh, you don't have the thing on anymore, do you? Let's see. So then if I do... Please stop doing that. That's really annoying. It hurts my eyes. I'm like, that's really fucking annoying. It hurts my eyes. Okay, B. And then go to G. I wanted to see what his ability was. As one, this ability combines the effects of both Calyrex and Unnerve ability and rides Neigh. I don't know what that means, but either way, cool stuff. Defeat, I don't know if that's better, so it's up to you to decide which one you actually like the most. Next up, there's not much left, actually. Let's grab this. Yes, all the Agumons. We must finish them off. Let's see. Grab all the Agumons and the Tsukaimons. So yeah, these guys are in here. Lego Agumon, pretty much. They are kind of weird because they both make up kind of the same Digimon, but it's like you can either choose to do that or something completely different. So I'm gonna do the normal line, actually. What the? I was like, why are you dead? It's like, no, that's his animation. I was like, did I fucking kill you by giving you a fucking also, he's a normal type. Normal type with the ability Oblivious. So it cannot fall for taunts, nor can it be infatuated. Big sad. Let's see. So if you evolve him normally, he shares the same champion with the other line. So instead of like something like Toy Greymon, which I still think would be badass and like Bandai needs to make, you can get Tyrannomon, main character or main Digimon of a world digitize decode. He's not in the original redigitize. So if you evolve from there, instead of doing something else, you can instead just straight level him up. You get to see a Digimon that is barely mentioned, though he still is in the card game, which is really weird. I don't know why he's in the card game, but then again, he's fine. So, but you may remember him from if you've watched my playthrough of World 3, you'll remember that he is kind of only in that game, a singular game he's in. Let's go to Master Tyrannomon. He is Oh, I didn't even see what Tyrannomon's ability was. Zen Recovery. Interesting. We'll have to look at it when we get the chance. He looks weird in a 3D model. I don't think he's ever had one. This is Master Tyrannomon. He's only showed up in World 3 and in the card game. He's kind of just like a weird Tyrannomon. He's cool, but it's like he's barely around. He's got the ability Adaptability. So, interesting. And then he also digivolves into something that is not even on his line. It doesn't even make any sense. He should digivolve into something else that is in here. Why did he learn Tackle? Interesting decisions. They pretty much just give all these guys like really good move sets. So if you evolve him, he will then turn into something that is completely different. Because he shouldn't have this. This is supposed to be a Agumon line thing. There is Gabumon, an X-Evolution Digimon. Rinkageki. Yeah, he's the samurai war Greymon. Got the ability Long Reach. Huh. Uses moves without making contact with the target. Wonder how that would be useful. Yeah, it's a really cool model. And then I'm going to show off something that I don't know what it's from. If you give him the G-Max stuff, you switch over to Gigantamax, you're going to see something weird. I've never seen this Digimon ever. G. This is Gabumon Fierce Blade mode. He just looks like he looks even cooler. He looks pretty awesome, but it's like, don't know what he's from. He's a dark fighting type instead of a normal fighting type. So, interesting. I don't know what he's from. I could probably look that up real quick just to make sure I know. Gabumon Fierce Blade mode. It's on the wiki. What is he from? It's from Rearise. That's probably why I don't know it, because Rearise closed down. So it's like, not much I can do with that. Either way, really cool. Since Gabumon is probably one of my favorite Greymon line Digimons. Let's see. Throw him in here just in case. So now we're going to go back to ToyAgumon because we have another line to mess with. So I also need to check and see Tyrannomon's ability and stats since I never typing since I never saw. Since I was too excited to become Gabumon. I was too excited for my own life. Let's see. There we go. Just die as you digivolve. He's dead. He comes back together like a fucking FNAF animatronic. If that's how FNAF animatronics work, I don't know. I don't play FNAF. I'm not good at horror games, and they're not even that interesting lore-wise. I used to watch those MatPat videos when I was a kid, but it's like, they're just not interesting anymore. So he's a full normal type. The ability Analytic boosts move power when the Pokemon moves after the target. Interesting. So if you now give him a Steel Memory, he'll digivolve into something different. You probably know this one. This leads to a Digimon that probably everybody knows. It was like the coolest one from World 1. Even though I never played that as a kid, but I know the ending. Haven't completed it yet. Definitely need to complete Digimon World 1 at some point. It's just like that game is really obtuse and I don't want to. I'm just like, I don't want to. Alright, so now if he's holding a Steel Memory when he digivolves, turn to something completely different. Come on. I'm like, come on. Come on. Fucking weird. Okay, Megadramon. Electric Steel type. Genocide attack. Now, that's what I'm going to be using every day. Yeah, everybody knows Megadramon. So, he has the ability to levitate, which is actually pretty OP to have for an electric type. Like, you don't have any, like, weaknesses here. Like, you're weak to fighting and fire, but you have no 4 times weakness. Interesting. So now we're going to retract that because he can't Digivolve without a partner. So here comes Shadow ToyAgumon, the stupid one where he's gray. I don't know why they decided to make this Digimon. Anyway, he's a complete normal type with Runaway. Let me see. I need to make sure I know what he needs. So he also needs a Steel memory. So we're going to give it to him once he gets to his champion level. We're going to Digivolve him. As you can guess, he probably has something else to do with Tyrannomon as well. Whew. Come on, get him to level up. Get him to level up. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Dunga, dunga, come on, come on, come on, come on. So, instead of Digivolving into Tyrannomon, he Digivolves into something else. He falls apart as he dies. That's poetry. That's fucking poetry. Now we got Dark Tyrannomon, very similar to Master Tyrannomon. Also, he's counted as a Dark Steel type. He's not really made out of steel, but okay. He's got the ability Strong Jaw, tremendous biting power. So anything that has like crunch, you've got like more power. So from here, we need to equip him with the Steel memory, and then Digivolve him. So it'll take a second. This always takes a second. This episode has been like just a lot of like right-clicking and seeing stats go up. So I guess you can always see when what their stats go up in, but it's like these are not perfect IV Digimon. So it's like you'll never truly know what their perfect stats could truly be if you made them competitive. I don't think you can really use... These are pretty much just fake mons. So it's like, I don't know if you could even balance these guys for competitive mode. These guys are probably too strong. Why does he have like a stick on him? Okay, that's a little bit of a glitch. He's got a texture flying off him, but instead we've got Gigadramon. Very similar. Genocide Gear. Genocide City. Let's see. So his thing is Levitate as well. So now we need to do what every person's got to do. We got to pull them out and make them Jogress. Yes, they Jogress. I don't know why. I don't know why this is a decision they made, but they got to live with it. I don't want to Digivolve you. Fucking hell. Fine. If you want to be the one to Digivolve, then I will do it. Since you're the only one who's pushing on me to try and make you do that. So it's like, whatever. Fuck it. Unless one of these works and one of these doesn't works. In which, well, that's confusing. I'm like, well, that's fucking confusing. Yeah, there we go. Get ready for something even fucking larger. This thing is massive by my calculations. Oh, he's so fucking big. Machinedramon, everybody's favorite. Giga Cannon has 200 attack. Damn, but you need to recharge. Booster Claw. The Booster. Nobody likes you, Booster. Look at how fucking massive he is. He is the king of the Kongs, I tell you. So he has the ability Sturdy. That might actually be a worse ability than having Levitate, which just makes you fucking invincible. But either way, he's probably got better stats. So yeah, that's Machinedramon. Very, very huge. So now we have to do the last ToyAgumon one. Since there is one last evolution. There's one last... what is it? Tyrannomon to deal with. And this one's just a regular line. So I don't need to do anything special. No special. I hate special. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's going to take forever. It's gonna take a long, long time. I've said that same phrase a million times. But together we will say the same thing again. Because we repeat the same things. Because the jokes always seem to die instantly. Because I don't know why I fucking meme. Because I meme when you dream, then there is a big stream of piss coming out of me. It's coming out of me. Is it coming out of me, or did I just say come anatomy? That's a good question. That's a good question. We may be able to find more, Mega Man, if you go get the black balls of death. But Dr. Light, I don't want to get the black balls of death. Suck it, Mega Man. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Mega Man. I made you. You are my bitch. I don't know why Dr. Light sounds like that. It sounds more like, it's me, Dr. Light. We gotta crack all the edge, me, Mega Man. Alright, Metal Tyrannomon. Alright, Magnet Bomb. Nuclear Laser. Nuclear Nannies. But yeah, everybody remembers Metal Tyrannomon. He's a big guy, and he looks like a fucking chimera in a way. He almost helps it. Okay, so he's a dark metal type. Metal, I keep on calling it metal. It's steel. He also has the ability Technician, which is a pretty good ability. So now if you turn him into his mega form, he'll turn into... Also, he's got a sword on his crotch. That must be his penis. Look at that. Look at that. That's his dick. That's weird, developer. You need to fix the dickage. Unless that's just like on the original model, of which Bandai needs to fix the dickage. Alright. So now we get to meet Machinedramon's counterpart, not Chaosdramon. We get to meet the actual Mega Tyrannomon. He's fucking massive. He's even bigger. Rust Tyrannomon. He is a ground steel type. Rust Breath. Attack Terror Cluster. Anyway, I think he's even bigger. Yeah, Rust Tyrannomon is like the mega form of Tyrannomon these days because of Digimon World Redigitized. So he's got the ability Magnet Pull. Not an amazing ability, but you know, he's a big boy. So let's see. What is left? The only things left are these three, Dracmon, Patamon, and his weird things, and then Psychmon. Let me go ahead and make sure I know what I'm doing, because I don't want to waste our time. Even though I've wasted all of your time. There's something I completely forgot about. Let me make this real quick. I completely forgot to show this guy off. Let's just go ahead and make him real quick. No. What, is that not his name? I'm like, what? Is that not your fucking name, asshole? The hell's your name, then? Where is the line? There it is. What? Okay, it's weird. Spelled weirdly. Maybe I spelt it incorrectly. Keep on, my typing skills today have not been great. Alright, make him happen. BunchoLilymon. Completely forgot to talk about him. He was the Sincerity evolution for Palmon. I just wasn't able to show off because I completely forgot it was in the game. Okay, I might want to just... I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to have to retype that out, ain't I? Yes. Alright, let me grab one. As you can see, this guy was fucking massive, and I just never knew it. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I caught a BunchoLilymon just because I wanted to have it in the thing. So, okay. Let me go back over to the Patamon line. His is pretty basic, though. It's interesting. It's interesting. So, Patamon, he can do Armored Digivolutions as well. So, he's a normal type with Keen Eye as his ability. Excuse me. So we need the Digiegg of Hope, which everybody knows what he turns into for that. And we also need the Digiegg of Kindness. So the Digiegg of Kindness does have a use here. Just some of them don't. Like the Digiegg of Love. I don't think Love has someone it turns into. So Pegasusmon, it is a rock flying type, not a ground type. Let's see. His ability is Stakeout. Okay. So, let me put this back. Let me get out the Digiegg of Kindness. Place that in. I need the Copper. Digivolve.
You could do the same thing as I talked about with Vmon and Patamon if you really wanted to, but I don't know if you'd really want to do that. Not always the best. Not always the best. Okay, so now if you use the Digi of Kindness on Patamon, you'll instead get something else. I love getting something else. That's kind of the entire point of this data pack. Just something else. Let's see. You instead get Prairiemon. 1 second. Anyway, I was just checking that. So yeah, Prairiemon is a flying ground type. That's kind of weird. Why? Maybe there's something in its lore that I don't know about. I have no clue. Anyway, its ability is Anticipation. So it'll know when it deals dangerous moves. So hit it with the clock again. You will revert. I'm like, I'm looking at something random on the side. So yeah. Then from there, you can go through its regular line. So we're going to go ahead and do it up to its thing. Why does it need to learn Pound? I have no clue. It just really wants you to learn Pound, man. Really wants you to learn Pound. I like it when you pound. That's what he's saying to me. He's like, no, no. Or that's me saying, no, no, don't make me. I don't want to pound. Just like, no, no. Screams like Chris Chan. Chris Chan, actually, I don't know Chris Chan's opinion on Digimon. I don't think he ever had one. Maybe that's why I like Digimon so much. It wasn't ever tainted by Chris. Alright, so Angemon's a flying type. And his ability is Scrappy. Oh, okay. I guess that's nice. Not a horrible thing. At least he's not Pedomon. Not pedo as in, like, pedophile. I mean pedo as in P-I-D-O. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. There's just, like, a pink version. He's just pink. I don't understand it. There's some weird stuff out there. You want Numamon? Well, we've got a bunch of different colors of them. How many do you want? We got these 5 different colors of Agumon. We got one wearing a Hitler costume. We got one wearing a katana samurai costume. We got another wearing a fucking professor hat. We got black ones, orange ones, white ones. Amazing. Anyway, Magna Angemon, who's got some interesting moves right here. Gate of Destiny. People know that one. But yeah, Magna Angemon is a flying type with Steadfast. Now, the split happens here. He can digivolve into 3 different Digimon. And the options would be to put on a Dragon Memory, a Ghost Memory, or just instantly evolve him. I'm going to actually make use of the Ghost Memory because I think he looks way cooler that way. So I'm going to do that. This is just to speed up the process since I'm not going to do it to all 3 of them because it's just showing off the same thing 3 times. Of which Dracmon is something completely different. He actually has 3 different lines entirely, so that's why we've got 3 of them. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get this guy up. No psycho cunt. We ain't going psycho cunt. We're going Kako Dunt. Going Kako Demon, actually. Oh, there's Woolulu. 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 That's a thing from Warcraft, I think. Or Populous? I don't know. Anyway, Shadow Seraphimon. Astral Barrages, Oblivion Wing, Shadow Starburst. That's just 400 damage. Performs its greatest special technique by sacrificing its mortal life to incinerate its enemy with Hellfire, creating Misty Arena. Damn. I was like, damn, how the hell did that work? But yeah, there's Shadow Seraphimon. As you can see, different. He's got the ability Quick Feet, and he's also a Ghost Flying type. Interesting stuff. So if we chuck him back in, we're going to go ahead and look at the ones that come around him. So we've got Jazardmon. I don't know if I'm spelling this correctly. No. I clicked on that. Let me re-click, damn it. Jazardmon. Instead of Jazardmon, is Jazardmon? No. Oh, it's Goldramon. I thought it was called Jazardmon at one point, but Maybe its name changed. Anyway, Goldramon, and then the regular Seraphimon. So this is going to spawn like a million of them. Don't worry about it. Give me that. There he is. Anyway, I just wanted those two, because, well, I'm going to go look at that real quick. I'm going to check Ponchomon real quick, just because I wanted to see his stuff. He is a ground grass type, and he has the ability Sandstream. Not horrible. Then we have Seraphimon, who has the ability Justified, and is a psychic and flying type. I wonder if that'll catch anything by accident. No, I don't think it did. Good. And then we finally have Goldramon, who is a flying dragon type and has the ability Regenerator. That's not bad, actually. Regenerator. Anyway, the last few bits we have to look at. Yes, we are on the last 5 Digimon lines. Rejoice, this has been very long. We first got Dracmon. Weird guy. He has eyes on his hands. That's why he always knows where you're coming. So this one is weird. Let's do its regular line first. So if you just level it up without any extra stuff, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while. But at least each time we're going to see something different. Actually, before we do that, he's a ghost type with the ability Prankster. I always like Prankster. Always a cool move. Always a cool ability. Not move. So let's see. Catch them all. For some reason he gets Metal Claw. Also, he doesn't change white when he digivolves. He just stretches his hands. Interesting. Interesting. He gets real thin. Thin man. Alright. This is the weird one. This is like a vampire dog. This is saying Loopmon. This was actually in Survive. I really need to beat Survive's true story mode. Oh god, I never looked under his eyes. He's fucking scary. Saying Loopmon is a big vampire dog, and he has the ability Oblivious. Interesting. Okay, so now if we go all the way up. Actually, I don't remember what he... I think he digivolves into Myotismon in the actual, in... What is it called? Fucking... Survive. It just really makes me want to go back and see Survive. Because I never got to see their megas in the game. I only ever got to see their ultimates because of the whole, like, you need to upgrade their friendship to a certain level kind of thing, which was kind of stupid, but then again, it made sure that you would want to go back and do the true story. I just need to get back and do that. Matadormon, it is a ghost poison type. But Burudogu? I don't know what that could mean. Anyway, he doesn't really look like a matador. It's interesting. He's got the ability Poison Point. It's not a great ability. All right, then we get to his regular Mega. So let's go ahead and get that real quick. He's evil. Also, I think these are all X Digimon, like Grand Dracmon to Dracmon. Oh, I spoiled it. I mean, I bet most people would know what it is. Are all X Digimon, so they don't need to be counted as part of weird stuff. Well, anyway, you guys know what it is since I just fucking spoiled it. Didn't mean to, but it kind of just happened. I'm like, it kind of just happened. Now we have Grand Dracmon. He is a Crystal Revolution. Interesting. He also gets Phantom Force and Gorgon Eye. Yeah, he's weird. He's got, like, dogs for knees, which is always kind of a strange position. He's got the ability Merciless. Interesting, since he's pretty much the devil in the digital world. Okay, so next up we have to go to really weird places again. Don't you love going to weird places after, like, forever? So we go to Locate Biome, or Locate Biome Dark Forest. We gotta... Damn, we have to go really far out. But we are now in a dark forest. So now if we digivolve... Where is he? I was like, where is he? Now if we try and mess with him... Are we in a dark forest? Yes, we are. Okay. Just making sure. Don't want to be incorrect. Because I don't want to have to catch another one. I don't want to do that. Come on, almost there, almost there. We're almost at the end of this marathon of doing this for hours on end. I don't know how well down this is going to be edited. Probably edit out, like, the silence. Which will still be hours of Digimoning footage. So instead, when you Digivolve Dracmon in a dark forest, you will instead get Patamon, who is a pure ghost type. He gets some weird things. So if we then go to a locate biome swamp, I need to go to my swamp. Donkey, I need to go to the swamp. No cap, Shrek. Also, what the fuck is that, Shrek? That's not supposed to be in my swamp. Why is there a Pokestop from Pokemon Go in my swamp? I don't know, Shrek. Anyway, then you evolve Dracmon in a swamp biome. You're gonna get something different. Not very different, but, you know, you'll know what I'm talking about if you know what the thing we just Digivolved was. Let's see. Digivolved. It's a verb. I can say it. I can say it if I want to. Let's see. Dracmon's evolving. Dracmon's morbing. I can't let him morb on me. Don't you guys want to come see Morbius 2 with me? If Morbius 2 comes out, I'm going to live stream me going to the movie and then get copyright strike to oblivion. That'll only be if Morbius 2 exists. I never even saw the first one. Anyway, you get Soulmon. That's kind of freaky. So, because you scared me. Die. A big die. Okay, so now that's that, you get Patamon and Soulmon, which have two different lines. First, I'm going to go for Patamon, who I think has the much more interesting line. Mostly just because of its mega, because it's a mega that a lot of people know nowadays, but I don't actually know what it originates from. It's from somewhere. I guess it learns Absorb? That's interesting. I'm just like, Oh, wait, before that. Ah, fuck, I didn't look at Patamon's ability. It probably shares an ability with Soulmon, so I can look into it that way, but it's still like, I'm like, the pain. The pain, which rhymes with BAME. Pumpkinmon. He's a pumpkin. He's a grass, that type. Grass ghost type. Trick or treat. I don't want to crack. Pumpkin power. Pumpkin power. The rapping pumpkin all day. The rapping pumpkin. He might rap for you, and he has infiltrating. I'd call this man the rapping pumpkin, but there's actually a better rapping pumpkin. Man, this movie looks worse than the rapping pumpkin. You guys will never get that joke because you've never watched honest trailers. I don't either. I watched a single video, and that's what that's from. Anyway, if you Digivolve Pumpkinmon, you get rapping pumpkin. He just lost his head. Oh, wait, he didn't lose his head. He lost his hatchet. Yay. Noble Pumpkinmon. Now, he looks like a fucking pimp. He is a literal pimp. He also has Spore. Trick or Treat Barrage. Not Pumpkin Power. Atlantic Dam. What? Yeah, he looks like a fucking massive pimp. Let's see. So, he's got the ability Friend Guard. Interesting ability. Let's see. Well, yeah, that's my favorite out of them. But then Soulmon also has its own thing. Let me go ahead and check its ability. It has the ability Curse Body. So my guess is that Patamon also shares this, but do not. If there isn't, don't kill me because I accidentally did that. But please kill me. Look at his teeth. Now that is horrid. Looks like my teeth. My teeth ain't that bad, but you never know. I could walk up to you and I could have no teeth. I have meth teeth. Meth teeth activate. That's what happens when you Digivolve. You take the meth teeth. Now he evolves into Phantomon. Interesting guy. See, he is a psychic ghost type now. World of Death. High chance of instantly killing the opponent with words of death at 45 accuracy. That seems like it would kind of not hit all that much before you're dead. He also has the ability Curse Body. So now, if you Digivolve him, he will Digivolve into your Digimon, which is Digitastic. He also learned Luster Purge. That's a weird move to learn, because that's Latios and Latios's move. Then again, placeholder move sets, so could just be something they're like, it's Psychic type, give it a good Psychic move. Even though Luster Purge is not an amazing move, at least from my recollection. What? Into a Daemon. Okay. Must have been running out of time, eh? It's literally just its little sprite here. He's got the ability to intimidate. He does not have a model yet. I was like expecting a cool model. Like there hasn't been any 2D, but it's like, oh, I guess we run out of a budget there. Anyway, don't worry. We're gonna try and make him better. Take the soup. Take the soup. You will drink the soup. Now you will do the soup thing. Activate the soup. The soup. Fucking hell. You couldn't even just put in a high quality image. Look at him. He scares me. He looks like oatmeal. Oh, God. Well, this is supposed to be Daemon Uncloaked, or if you've played Digimon World Data Squad, it's Creepymon. Yeah, okay. Well, he has the ability No Guard. Interesting. We'll just leave it for an update. Yeah, come on. Go in the trash. You're the worst one. You have won the value of worst Digimon in this so far. So finally, our last Digimon that I know of is Tsukaimon. Let's check his stats. He's a normal type with Keen Eye. So now we have to evolve through here. It just kind of threw me off. I was like, we haven't encountered any kind of like model problems. Like we've always encountered like 3D models, and that was impressive. But it's like, I guess the only two that never got, like, a model quite yet are Daemon and Daemon's Uncloaked mode. So it's like, it just threw me for a loop. I was like, what? Why is it 2D? But it just scared me. I was like, I'm so scared. I don't know why I sound like that. You know, voice cracks make everybody scary. Vilemon. He's quite vile. Look at him. Doesn't actually look all that interesting. So he's a pure dark type with the ability Wimp Out. Cowardly switches out when its HP becomes half or less. Why the fuck would you want to train something like this? That's useless. But then again, I guess his other forms are a lot better. You just have to kind of deal with a Digimon that doesn't want to be fighting half the time. You just have to replace him. So either become super strong that nothing ever hurts you, or just be able to kill everything in one hit. Or just be okay with switch training, I guess. Or keeping it half health at all times? I don't know. Confusing. Then we have Myotismon, everybody's favorite. He was a vampire. He's got leech life. That kind of makes sense. Night Raid. Alright. Yeah, he looks pretty fucking good. Though he is kind of derpy, not looking down at me. So, Myotismon is a pure dark type with the ability Analytic. Boosts the power when after the target. Okay. Then, here comes the split. You can either give him a ghost memory or just not. I'm going to actually give him his ghost memory first because I like seeing the cool ones. So then if you get him to his Mega, this guy is going to be massive. Either one is going to be massive. Ceaseless Edge. I love that. I love that name. It's on some of these guys. I'm just like, Ceaseless Edge. I don't know what that means, the Ceaseless Edge. Am I the Ceaseless Edge? Or am I the Edgeless Cease? I don't know. That's up for you to decide, not for me. Because I don't make decisions, you make decisions. Even though you can make decisions. He's not actually all that big. Alright, Mallow Myotismon. He's a dark ghost type. Shadow Force, Bitter Malice, Screaming Darkness. Pandemonium, that's like his move. May burn enemies. Shoots it from his thingies. Anyway, here is Mallow Myotismon. Very, very dangerous looking. He's got the ability Defiant. And he is a dark ghost type, so that's pretty cool. Now we have the final, at least what I believe to be the final Digimon. So we just need to go through leveling this thing up one last S3 version, which is at least a little bit less expensive, but like has a little bit less features, but it's like, you really aren't missing much. You really aren't. It's not a bad game. I actually think I like it more than even the Angry Joe game review said. Like, he said that game was horrible, but I actually kind of like it. Oh, God, he's big. Oh, God, he's thick. Oh, God, I'm in his toe. Yes, Venom Myotismon. He is a dark Venom Infusion. He is a dark poison type. Tyrant Savage. He is actually, I think he's the biggest Digimon of them all. He actually goes up to the cloud height. So his ability is merciless. So that should be all the Digimon. By my calculation and by the CurseForge page, that should be every Digimon's evolution and plus their line. I'm going to leave this guy in here. So if I go into my Pokedex, we should see a good amount of all those Digimon in the lowest values. Let me see. Oh, shit, they're showing up. So, yeah. Jazardmon. Oh, that just shows spawn locations. So it's pretty much everything. Is there anything I've missed in this line? I'm looking through. No, I've covered every Digimon. Damn. Well, I hope you've liked this horrible, like, 3-hour or however long this is going to be, extravaganza of us looking at Digimon and, you know, describing them and stuff. So I just want to show you guys how cool all the models are and, like, how interesting it is to add in the different evolution lines. So it's like, yeah, I think if there's more added to this, it's going to be even cooler. Like, add in some of the other Digimons and maybe fix Daemon a bit. But yeah, hopefully this will stoke the creators' creativities and stuff. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say. Hopefully you've enjoyed this Minecraft Datapack showcase or whatever the hell I want to call it. So I'll see you guys next time on The Backlog. And before I end this episode, I want to thank all of my YouTube members, including the True Epsilon, Swordman, the Disciples of Epsilon, Finex, 100,000 Triggers J, Shellbagon and Hummus, Darcy Lanfranco, Stardrum, The Sword is Still in the Stone, Crimson, Freddy, and Yuki. Without you all, this channel would not stay afloat. So thank you for all your support. And I'll see you guys next time on The Backlog.